on the last note, what are your top tips for? So we talked a lot about how your processes worked, but I just thought let's gather that all together and talk about like your top tips for job searching in this current tricky climate.
Yeah, give yourself a structure, and take breaks. You know, make sure you find time for other things in your life, because if you were working, you'd find time for those other things. So, you know, don't make sure you, I don't know, spend an amount of hours a week that you're happy with, but find time for your family, find time for your hobbies and your fitness, and take care of yourself, because it's a brutal market and you've got to, you know, stay strong. So yeah, find time for those other things, but be structured, as we've said. You know, build a spreadsheet or do a big map on the wall, you know, of how you're going about the process. And if you're not process driven, another tip is get help. You know, you can't do it on your own. You've got to buddy up with people or find a community. I've joined an online community and it's been brilliant, because you share tips and you think about things, you know, people tell you things you would have never thought about. So buddy up with like-minded sort of job seekers. Then leverage your network. That's been massive for me. You've got to talk to people that you know that are in your field of expertise, your industry, and as a nice byproduct, you know, you get to speak to people you haven't spoken to for years and learn about what they're doing. And you just, you know, you make all those calls that you probably never would have made if you were still working, but you get to, you know, call up your old boss from 5 years ago, and he might well know a company, you know, down near you that is doing some cool stuff. Like that's what's happened to me, and that's one of my leads. So, you know, you don't know where those kind of avenues are going to take you, which is exciting. So do it. Like, be proactive, you know, do the things that push you out of your comfort zone. That's what it's part of. Like, it's tough. Like, you've got to go easy on yourself because it's tough out there right now, but you'll learn a lot. You'll do a lot of interesting things, but you've got to be prepared to put yourself out there. And I guess that the other thing I didn't mention right at the top was, you know, get your CV as good as it can be, and your LinkedIn, because everyone looks at that now. And get help if you need to with any of these things. Like, it's in any context. You know, your family and the people around you, your friends, will support you in doing this, but there's so many experts like Helen and good people that on LinkedIn that want to help you, and some even help you for free. You know, there's amazing people out there. So don't be afraid to ask, because I've sent messages to people on there that I didn't know, had no relationship with. You know, there was no incentive for them to help me, and I've been amazed by how people have helped me. So yeah, I'd say just don't be afraid to put yourself out there, really, because that's how you're going to get a job. If you sit there and apply for jobs, it's not going to happen. You've got to be proactive, and you've got to have all these different channels. But if you don't enjoy the discipline and the structure, then get some help from someone who does, and then you'll get there, and you will find a job. And along the way, you'll reward yourself for doing good stuff, because every call you make, every application you do, every coffee you have over Zoom that might seem like nothing, it's all getting you towards that job. So reward yourself for those small things that you're doing.